Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. I just want to encourage you to get out and vote. Regardless of who or what you vote for, you should get out and vote. It's very important. It's what makes America America. So, I obviously made that myself, that mask. Made that myself. I took from a 2-pack of these from Target, was $4. So there's 2 of these adult size masks, and I just took a paint pen, shout out to Posca, and there we go. So, tonight, let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about, first, we've got some new products coming out. Within the next week is the new 2020 Prizm NFL. And boy, is it expensive. The pre-sale prices for hobby boxes are, I think, over $1,000, some crazy ridiculous number. And of course they'll sell, because breakers and people that love to rip will sustain the price. And honestly, there's nothing we can do about that right about now. I mean, I don't. And it's kind of funny because I saw a lot of discussion about, well, next year, because of everything being pushed back because of the current situation in the world. Prizm basketball is usually out in November, but now I believe it's going to be out in March. I believe I saw the release schedule for 2021 basketball products, and I believe it was March. Regardless, there are a lot of people that, LaMelo Ball is not that good. He's not nearly Zion or Morant, and that's fine. That's to be determined. But the point is that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I mean, Prizm is its own animal now, and to think that, I think suggested retail price is still in the $175 area. Don't quote me on that. But if anyone thinks that Prizm basketball is going to be $175 a hobby box, I have a couple bridges to sell you. So reach out in the comments below, or send me a DM or email, and I'll get you up the paperwork for those bridges. Anyway, so there's that. And we're probably actually thinking about it. I think I saw an ad on TV for Target is going to be doing their Black Friday sales stuff every day next month, like every day of November or something. And not that doesn't really apply to cards, because we can't find them. And when we do find them, like my local Target has a limit of one SKU per person, as I've discussed before. But it's kind of has like a duality effect, because there's a lot of people, like, hobby boxes are crazy high prices, and retail is snapped up in an instant, in some cases before it even hits the shelf. That's we don't have any control over that. But there's an old school mentality is to just buy singles, which is great in theory. But I have a few friends and a couple close friends that player collect, like elite level player collect, And, they're telling me this product is, these singles from this product, like fire singles, for example, they're just not around for their particular player. Either the scarce, low numbered stuff is just not showing up, and the stuff that is showing up is extremely overpriced. And again, that's just a sign of the times, because people are buying. You see that on social media. You see all the posts. Oh, look, I hit up Walmart, and here's the 38 blasters that I bought, and then they just put them away. Which, I obviously I don't have a problem with that, but it doesn't feed the singles market. So somebody walks in the somebody who's not interested in ripping, which is, again, my saying is, wax always wins. But somebody walks into their Target and they see Fire hobby boxes. Well, Fire is a Target exclusive product, but they have the hobby form version, and they see 6, they buy 6, and they just put them away. Again, that's fine, but it affects the singles market, because those are not getting ripped to get listed. So I'm hearing a lot of that in my I was about to say in my travels, but that doesn't really apply. But in my ongoings of my hobby day to day, I guess that's a good way to put it. And I was on. Actually, we filmed it. I believe, we filmed it last night. I was on with Mike O on his Talk in Baseball, I believe it's called. And that we had a really, really nice discussion about current events in the hobby and everything else, and it was a really good time. So it's obviously, if you're watching me, you know who Mike O is. The guy's absolute legend. So definitely go give that a listen, because it was a really good time. Had waited a long time to be on his podcast, and it was fun. It was well worth the wait. So another thing I wanted to touch on, while we're talking, it's funny, while I'm talking, thankfully, I'm grateful that you're listening, but we're coming up, like I said, Target's doing every day, Black Friday. We are coming up on Black Friday in the hobby. And, the big three, pretty nice foots for, the big three companies, they don't need to be named. They don't need advertising from me. I've, no professional affiliation with any of them. But they each approach their Black Friday campaigns in different ways. And honestly, me personally, I'm not expecting much. I mean, honestly, it's been 4 or 5 years now since there was a real series of Black Friday events, because everything has changed so much. And honestly, I think a lot of it is group breakers, because I would say 5-6 years ago you would know, oh, we're having a Black Friday sale, come to the website. All right, let me check it out. Type. Hey, look. And actually this was probably more like 7 years ago now. Go to the website. I think it was, well, I won't say the name, but they had 2012 Topps Heritage Blasters for $6 or $7 a piece. It's one or the other. It wasn't more than that, I don't think. And the limit was 10. I think the limit was 10 or 12. But it wasn't a situation where, I better be there real fast and be first, get it in my cart, pay right away, because if it's in my cart and I don't pay right away, then someone else might buy it and it's going to be sold out. No, it wasn't that situation at all. I paid and they shipped it. But, as the years went by and it became breaker culture became more of a thing, it became more difficult. And I guess rightfully so, because, you know, for example, like you can see it over there. Well, no, I can't point. You know, that was a gift from my friend Nolan, this 2020 Top Series 1 hobby box. And, you know, I don't check prices, but I think they go for like 125 or something like that. So we'll use 125 as an example. You know, if one of the big three is selling this for 125 for Black Friday, why would they sell that for 75 when there's no problem with it selling at 125? There's really no reason. I mean, everything is booming. I mean, not everything, but you know what I mean. Cards are hot again. You know, you see it like on social media and stuff. And I saw the other day that even Dale Murphy posted that he had joined a group break for the first time. And, you know, at least subliminally, that'll have an effect on his followers. I hate that word, but, you know, the people that are following him. But so, you know, if someone who's reading, hey, you know, I joined this, and, you know, a lot of people in one ear out the other. But maybe it plants a seed, like, oh, Dale Murphy's doing this, let me take a look. That type of thing. You never know. I mean, you never know what's gonna spark someone to come back after a long hiatus, or to even pick up collecting for the first time. And, you know, it is our job as people that have been in the hobby for a long time to, well, obviously to be nice to them and try to, you know, show them the way, because it can be very, very difficult to navigate these waters. I mean, especially here in 2020 with, you know, as we closing out November when I'm filming, I wish, closing out October as I'm filming this, and, you know, we still got 2 months to go. You know, the things I've seen, you know, in the hobby, you know, a year ago, go back in my old videos, my old episodes, I never would have guessed that, like, here I am, you know, the end of October 2020, and, you know, everything is not only, well, again, no extremes, but 90+% of stuff is way up in price. Wax, singles, graded cards, whatever it may be, is way up from what it was. Because, I mean, in all honesty, things a year ago were doing fine as far as collecting goes. Things were doing fine. You know, my personal situation, like many of you people, was a lot different. I guess, quote unquote, better. I mean, that's debatable. What is better? But a year ago than now, and hopefully a year from now is better than today. I mean, hopefully we're onward and upward, and I'm hoping that, you know, the show is supposed to be, you know, in Chicago next year, and I've spoken to a few of you privately about it, first timers, and I'm always glad to try to talk about that. And obviously, as time goes by and, you know, winter drags on, we'll probably start to get that show fever again. Still getting over it not happening this year. I understand why, but doesn't make it hurt any less. So I want to thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode. I want to encourage you to drop some comments down below. You know, I always enjoy the interaction with you guys. It's part of the fun of making these in the first place and sharing my knowledge. And, you know, I want you guys to share your knowledge with each other and to keep learning and all that stuff. So I'm going to wrap it up now, and I just want you to remember to to be kind.